Have you ever been in a situation where someone starts talking to you and you freeze? Your mind goes blank, and all you can think about is, what should I say next? Or maybe you've avoided starting a conversation because you're not sure how to keep it going. Trust me, you're not alone. Small talk can be awkward. It's like trying to dance when you don't know the moves. You're scared you'll step on someone's toes. But here's the good news. Small talk isn't about being perfect. It's about connection, showing a little interest and making someone smile. And the best part? It's a skill anyone can learn, even you. In this video, we're going to crack the code of small talk in English. Together, we'll learn simple phrases, how to ask engaging questions, and what to say when you hit those awkward silences. Imagine feeling calm and confident during conversations. Whether you're chatting with a coworker, meeting new friends, or even striking up a conversation at the coffee shop. Quick question for you. What's the most awkward small talk situation you've ever had? Drop it in the comments. I bet you're not the only one. And hey, if you're ready to master small talk and turn those awkward moments into effortless conversations, you're in the right place. So grab your notebook, or just grab your curiosity, and let's dive into the simple, fun, and totally doable world of small talk in English. I promise, by the end of this video, you'll feel ready to talk to anyone, anywhere.
Let's start with a question. Why does small talk even matter? Can't we just skip to the important stuff? Well, here's the thing. Small talk is like the handshake of conversations. It's the first step to building trust and connection, and it opens the door to deeper conversations. Think about it. How many meaningful friendships or opportunities started with a simple, "Hi, how's it going?" Imagine this. You're at a party, standing by the snacks table. Someone walks up and says, "Wow, these chips are dangerous. I can't stop eating them." You smile and laugh, and suddenly you're talking about your favorite snacks, weekend plans, and before you know it, you're swapping Instagram handles. That's the magic of small talk. It's like planting a seed. You never know what amazing things might grow from it. But small talk isn't just for parties. It's a skill that can help you in so many areas of life. At work, it makes meetings less tense. When traveling, it helps you connect with locals. Even something as simple as chatting with your barista can make your day, and theirs, a little brighter. I know what you might be thinking. I'm worried I'll say the wrong thing. Or what if I make a mistake? Let me tell you this. Small talk isn't about being perfect. It's about showing interest and being present in the moment. People won't remember if your grammar wasn't perfect. They'll remember how you made them feel. So here's a challenge for you. Think about the last time you had a chance to make small talk, but didn't. What held you back? Was it fear of awkwardness or not knowing what to say? Share it in the comments, and let's help each other out. Now that we know why small talk is important, let's get to the good stuff. What do you actually say? Up next, I'll share some super simple and effective small talk openers that you can use anywhere. Let's go.
All right, let's get into the fun part. What do you actually say to kick off a small talk conversation? Don't worry, you don't need to be a comedian or a poet. Small talk is all about keeping it simple and showing genuine interest in the other person. Here are some go-to openers for almost any situation. 1. Universal openers. Good for any situation. First up, we have the classics. These are perfect when you don't know someone well and need something safe to break the ice. Hi, how's your day going? What brings you here? This is such a nice place, event. Have you been here before? Notice how these openers don't put too much pressure on the other person to come up with something complicated. They're open-ended, which means the conversation can go in lots of different directions. 2. Openers for specific situations. Now, if you're in a specific setting, like a coffee shop or an office, you can tailor your opener. Let me show you some examples. At a coffee shop. That drink looks amazing. What did you order? Is it just me? Or does this place always smell like happiness? At work. How's your day going? Busy or just the right amount of busy? Did you catch the meeting earlier? That was something, wasn't it? In a class or workshop. This topic is fascinating. Have you done something like this before? I was totally lost on that last point. Did you understand it? 3. Compliment and observe. If you're not sure what to say, giving a compliment or commenting on something you notice about the person can be a great conversation starter. I love your bag. Where did you get it? You have a great energy about you. Do you do public speaking? That's a great book you're reading. I've heard so much about it. And if giving compliments feels awkward for you, remember, it's not about being fake. It's about noticing something you genuinely like and sharing that. 4. Situational humor or observations. Sometimes a little humor can lighten the mood and make the other person laugh. Here's what I mean. At a party, looks like we both made the smart move, hanging out near the snacks. In a waiting area, I think we've waited long enough to be friends, don't you? At an event, I'm pretty sure I've seen half the people here head straight for the dessert table. My kind of crowd. These kinds of lines show personality, but don't worry if humor doesn't come naturally to you. Just being genuine is more than enough. 5. Follow-up questions. Okay, so you've started the conversation. What next? Follow-up questions are your best friend. Here are a few examples to keep the flow going. That's so interesting. How did you get into that? What's the best part about doing what you do? Oh, wow. Tell me more about that. See? You don't have to do all the talking. Asking questions takes the pressure off you and keeps the conversation moving. Now that you've got these openers in your back pocket, let's talk about how to handle the actual topics of small talk, what to say and what not to say. Stick with me.
All right, now that you know how to start a conversation, let's dive into the heart of small talk. What to actually talk about. This is where many people feel stuck, but trust me, it's easier than you think. The key? Focus on topics that are light, relatable, and easy for everyone to engage with. 1. The safe topics everyone loves. Let's start with the safest and most popular topics. These are great because they're universal. Almost anyone can talk about them. Weather. It's such a beautiful day today. Do you like this kind of weather? Wow, it's been raining a lot lately. Do you enjoy rainy days or prefer sunshine? Hobbies. What do you usually do to relax after a long day? Any fun hobbies you've picked up recently? Travel. Have you been anywhere interesting lately? What's one place you'd love to visit someday? Food. This coffee is amazing. Are you a coffee or tea person? What's the best meal you've ever had? 2. Shared experiences. When you're in the same place or situation as someone, that's a perfect conversation starter. Here's how you can use your surroundings to keep the chat going, at an event or class. What made you decide to come here today? This topic is so interesting. What's been your biggest takeaway so far? At work or a meeting? That was quite a meeting. What did you think of it? How's your day been so far? Busy or manageable? In a waiting area or queue? Waiting is the hardest part, isn't it? At least the music here is nice. I'm glad I'm not the only one waiting here. It makes it a little less boring. 3. Fun and light-hearted topics. Want to keep things upbeat? Fun and light-hearted topics can make you stand out as someone who's easy to talk to. Entertainment. Have you seen any good movies or shows lately? I just started this amazing book. Are you into reading, pets or animals? Do you have any pets? I'm always curious if people are dog or cat lovers. I saw the cutest dog earlier. It totally made my day. Random fun questions. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? What's the most interesting thing you've learned this week? 4. Topics to avoid now. Just as important as knowing what to talk about is knowing what not to talk about. Some topics can make people feel uncomfortable or awkward, so it's best to steer clear of them, especially with someone you've just met. Politics and religion. These can be sensitive and divisive topics, so save them for conversations with close friends or family, personal finances or problems. Things like money, debts, or very personal struggles might feel too heavy for casual small talk. Overly negative topics. Try to avoid conversations that dwell on complaints or negativity. It can make the other person feel drained. 5. Pro tips for topic flow. Here's a little secret to keep your small talk topics flowing naturally. Listen more than you speak. When the other person shares something, build on it. For example, they say, "I love travelling." You respond, "That's amazing." "What's been your favourite trip so far?" They say, "I just got a new puppy." You respond, "No way, that's so exciting. What kind of dog is it?" See, it's not about having a million topics in your head. It's about being curious and showing interest in the other person. Now that we've covered the do's and don'ts of small talk topics, let's tackle something that scares many of us. What to do when the conversation stalls or feels awkward. Don't worry, I've got you covered in the next section.
Overcoming small talk challenge. Let's be real, small talk doesn't always go smoothly. Sometimes the conversation stalls or you're not sure how to keep it going. And that's okay. Even the best conversationalists face awkward moments. What matters is how you handle them. So, let's talk about 3 common challenges and how you can overcome them. 1. When you don't know what to say. Ever had one of those moments where your brain just goes blank? It happens to all of us. Here's the trick. Don't overthink it. Start with something simple and build from there. Strategies. Ask a question. What's been keeping you busy lately? Or, what's one thing you're excited about this week? Comment on your surroundings. This place has such a great vibe, don't you think? Be honest but casual. I never know what to say in these moments. What about you? Remember, small talk isn't a test. It's just a way to connect, and even a little effort can go a long way. 2. When the conversation stalls. Okay, so you've started a conversation, but suddenly there's silence. Awkward, right? Not necessarily. A short pause is natural and gives both of you a moment to think. Here's how to keep things moving. Strategies. Change the topic. If the current topic isn't sparking interest, shift to something else. For example, speaking of travel, have you ever been to insert place? Bring up a shared experience. This reminds me of that meeting earlier. Did you catch what the speaker said about? Use humor. Well, that went quiet fast. I guess we're just comfortable with silence. A little humor can turn an awkward pause into a moment you both laugh about, and laughter is one of the best ways to connect. 3. When you feel nervous or shy. If you're naturally shy or nervous about making mistakes, small talk can feel intimidating. But here's something to remember. People care more about connection than perfection. Strategies. Focus on the other person. Ask questions about them. It takes the focus off you and shows you're interested. Practice phrases beforehand. Have a few go-to openers ready, like, "How's your day going?" Or, "What's been keeping you busy lately?" Breathe and smile. Smiling makes you appear friendly and helps calm your nerves. The more you practice, the easier it gets. Small talk is like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. 4th, polite ways to end a conversation. Sometimes the challenge isn't starting a conversation, it's knowing how to end it gracefully. You don't want to seem rude, but you also don't want to be stuck forever. Here are a few polite ways to wrap things up. Strategies. Express appreciation. It's been so great chatting with you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Mention another obligation. I'd love to keep talking, but I need to head back to work. Grab something before the store closes. Offer a future connection. Let's catch up again sometime. Do you use LinkedIn, Instagram? Ending a conversation politely leaves a positive impression and makes the other person feel valued. And who knows? You might reconnect down the line. Now that we've tackled those challenges, it's time to practice. In the next section, we'll do some interactive role-playing so you can put these tips into action. Let's get started.
Now it's time to put what we've learned into practice. Don't worry, you don't need to speak out loud if you're not comfortable yet. Just imagine yourself in these scenarios and think about how you'd respond. Ready? Let's jump in. Scenario 1, coffee shop conversation. You're at a coffee shop, waiting for your order. The person next to you comments, "Wow, the line is long today, isn't it?" What would you say? Pause for audience reflection. Then you could say, "It really is. They must be making something amazing back there." Or yeah, but this place is so worth the wait. What's your go-to drink here? See how easy that is? A simple observation can turn into a great conversation. Scenario 2. Office small talk. Let's say you're at work and you see a colleague in the break room. You want to start a conversation. What do you say? Pause for audience reflection. Then examples include, "How's your day going so far? Did you see the email about Friday's meeting? Looks like it's going to be an interesting one." The key is to keep it light and relevant to the shared setting. Scenario 3. Meeting someone new at a party. Okay, now imagine you're at a party and you're introduced to someone new. After saying hello, what do you talk about? Pause, then examples include, "So, how do you know the host's name? What's been the highlight of your week so far?" Don't overthink it, just focus on being curious about the other person. People love talking about themselves.
Now it's your turn. Think about a time you struggled with small talk. What would you say differently now? Drop your response in the comments below. I'd love to hear your ideas, and I'll reply to as many as I can. Remember, small talk is a skill, and like any skill, it gets better with practice. These little conversations might feel small, but they can lead to amazing connections. Let's wrap it up with a quick recap of everything we've covered today, and I'll share one final tip to help you ace small talk every time. Stay with me. Wow, look at how much we've covered today. Let's quickly recap everything you need to master small talk in English. Quick recap. First, we talked about why small talk is so important. It's the key to building connections, boosting your confidence, and opening doors to deeper conversations. Then, we learned some simple but effective phrases and openers for starting conversations in any situation. Next, we tackled common small talk topics, focusing on what to say and what to avoid to keep things light and engaging. And finally, we went through real-life challenges, like when conversations stall or feel awkward and how to handle them like a pro. Here's one last tip before we wrap up. Be yourself. People don't expect you to be perfect. They just want to connect with the real you. A smile, a genuine interest in what they have to say, and a willingness to try. That's all it takes to leave a great impression. If you found this video helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Hit the like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel for more tips on improving your English skills. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for spending time with me today. Remember, small talk is just the start. It's the doorway to bigger and better conversations. Keep practicing, stay curious, and most of all, have fun with it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.